My intervention that I will be presenting today is the Metaphonological Intervention by Anne Hesketh. This intervention is particularly suitable for children with speech sound disorders from around 4 years old, as long as they have the cognitive readiness to reflect on speech and the structure of words. So, phonological awareness plays a big role in the theory behind this intervention. This intervention develops and uses a child's phonological awareness to support and drive the speech change instead of focusing on just speech sounds individually. Improvement in phonological awareness, particularly combined with letter knowledge, will also support early literacy development. So all in all, the theory behind it is that targeting phonological awareness alongside letter knowledge leads to improvement in literacy performance, and integrating the phonological awareness with speech work leads to speech improvements. And this is shown to be as productive as focusing on the speech sound alone. And those that show most improvement, again, are those at the stage of cognitive readiness to learn phoneme awareness. So it works best with children who are at that stage, who are ready to reflect on the sounds and words they see and that kind of thing. For methods and procedures, generally, phonological and phonemic awareness is used alongside and integrated with speech production practice and letter knowledge in order to improve the broader domains of speech and literacy. The activities included require the child to think about speech and about the structure of words, and these activities are tailored specifically to the child's current speech target, and they are integrated into therapy sessions alongside production practice. This therapy can fit into a variety of service delivery options, but is particularly used for individual and small group work, so they can target each of those domains for a specific child. It is usually planned by an SLP with relevant knowledge, and the dosage is usually weekly or several times weekly therapy, and it's 30 to 45 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. For key components, the nature of the goals are based on metalinguistic awareness. It helps develop metaphonological skills, change sound patterns rather than specific sounds, so focus on the patterns than just like in a single phoneme, so they can generalize the patterns to other phonemes. It gives the client the ability to think about the nature of language, and it increases the child's awareness of word forms and how their own differs from the adult target, with the aim of facilitating speech change and literacy acquisition. This should be integrated into or alternated with speech production tasks, and by making the PA activities specifically relevant to the speech target. So it should be combined with speech targets, but the PA activities have to be relevant to the speech targets that you are targeting. Some goal attack strategies. As I said before, PA has to be linked to the speech targets, and they will follow whatever goal strategy is chosen for the speech work, so it can't be something completely opposite of what you're working on. And this therapy is done at the level of metaphonological awareness demanded of the child, and will gradually increase along developmental lines. So the general principles are integration of metaphonological activities into therapy, again, specifically tailored to a child's speech pattern. And you start with mastery of syllable segmentation or rhyme-orist before moving on to simple phoneme level tasks, but these can also overlap. So you want to generally start from like how PAs develop from bigger to smaller, but they can also overlap in the intervention. And you only start when the child is ready for that stage of development. Some key components of the therapy approach, specifically in terms of methods and procedures, are you want to take a detailed assessment of which target you want to prioritize. Then you want to do articulation work if it's necessary to allow the child to produce the target sound in isolation or in simple words. So if they're having trouble articulating that sound, you want to make sure you work on that in isolation and simple words. You want to do a minimal pairs task to confront the child with his or her problem and give the child motivation to change. So this can help them see the difference between what they're making and what the adult production is. You want to do metaphonological work to help the child work out the mismatches in his or her speech and how to move toward adult pattern. So this kind of also can integrate into the minimal pair task, where you show the difference between both adult and their production. You want to do production practice to allow new motor patterns to become established and automatic. And the elements will overlap and return to prominence as necessary. So, like I said before, elements from like starting in the bigger picture, like syllables, to phoneme level, these can overlap, and you can return to any component if necessary. And that is my intervention. Thank you.